Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. It's just me and Karthi today in office. Shashwat is busy in college. He has the right to be busy because he's studying. Anand is of course busy doing Tokyo. All of you wonder how to become rich, and that's been the main point of this channel is to becoming rich. So one of the most predominant problems this generation of youth has, especially people like Kesav and Karthik, is they're extremely heavily in debt. They're starting in a position of minus 20,000 rupees, minus 50,000 rupees, minus 60,000 rupees if we add up all their loans. So from here, how are they going to reach becoming a crorepati or something even bigger? So anyway, so the point is I was going to give you a roadmap on how to get here. So when I was talking about this roadmap, then I thought about my own personal story. When I was in Kesav's age, I used to suffer all the same problems Kesav suffered. I took loans, I had credit card debt, I had all these problems, and just about the time when I started my own business, I was already in heavy debt. Then, of course, I tried to do business. I took on more debt. Then the debt became so big, I didn't know if I was ever going to crawl out of it. Then, of course, Anand was there, being my brother. He fished me out. He bailed me out. He put me on the track. Now, 10 years on, things are very different. So how was this? How did I manage to overcome my massive debt which I had and turn into a positive and now have surplus cash to the point where I don't worry about money anymore? How did that happen? The first thing you need to understand is your debt. There are different kinds of debt. And the different kinds of debt is not the instrument of debt. It's not the credit card debt or a personal loan or a home loan. The different debt, when I say, is each debt has a different interest rate. So if let's say you have a credit card loan and you have a personal loan and you have a home loan, your intention would be the home loan is the biggest loan, so let me close that loan first. Credit card is a small loan, I'll close that last. You'll be paying for 6 months. Suddenly look at all your credit report statements thinking, okay, I've been paying my credit card debt, that must be coming down, while the home loan I've not been paying so much. I don't expect it to be down so much. But when you've taken all your statements and look after 6 months, something strange is there. Credit card debt, you've been paying and paying, but the principal amount is still sitting there. While the home loan, you've been paying little, you've made a better improvement. And the reason for that is each debt instrument which you employ has a different rate of interest. So what you must first understand, which Anand told me, is whichever has the highest interest rate, which means you're paying the highest interest for that loan, is a debt you must close first. We've always said close all your debts, become debt-free. But we have not told you how your mindset should be in approaching this debt. The first debt you should close is the highest debt with the highest interest rate. And those debts tend to be the credit card loans, the personal loans, which are the unsecured loans. Those have the highest interest rates. So you should try and close those debts at all costs. So you first close the debts which are the highest interest rate, because majority of the money EMI which you're paying goes only towards the interest and you're not actually reducing the principal. So your effort should be in trying and getting rid of these big debts which are there, the high interest debts. After you get rid of them, then you worry about the ones with the lower interest rate. But whatever you do, please do not refinance them unless you have no choice. Do not try to take a bigger home loan debt saying it's at a lower interest and then close the credit card debt and consolidate all my debt. Please do not do all that unless you have no choice. Try and keep your debt as is and stop borrowing more, stop refinancing, and try and close all these debts. So once you close all these debts, then what do? The second thing which you have to do is what we always keep saying is cut all costs. All of us have desires and needs in life, I understand that. But to learn to control spending is one of the most important things you must do, and that is to cut costs. So stop spending money. If you're thinking about going out for a dinner, remember that dinner could be an investment which you can make, which is going to give you a good return in the future. So you have to think prudently from then on, after you close your debts, to when you're cutting costs, see what is really required, and whatever is not required, please cut it. All of us like to imagine if we have this, we'll do better business. If we have that, we'll lead a better life. But if we actually look at it, most of it just seems to be fear of missing out. So we go and do it. Or we have someone who, one of our friends has this, so we also feel we need it. Or famously, we watch a YouTube channel, a content creator who has the latest action camera, and we feel like, okay, if I get rid of this action camera which I have and buy this action camera or this equipment, my channel is going to improve, or I'm going to get more viewers and my revenue is going to go up. None of that is true. If you do notice, most people come to a YouTube channel is only for the content. That means the person behind the video, not the special effects, not the sound, Yes, it adds value. I do agree. I'm not denying it. But at the end of the day, it's a human story which is there behind the video, which what drives viewership. This is true in all forms of business. So don't worry about fear of missing out or needing the latest equipment or anything like that. Learn to cut your costs. Another thing which which Anand helped me realize was the amount of things which you have at home which you don't need. Over this period of time when I was trying to do various forms of business, I accumulated unnecessary equipment, unnecessary amount of laptops, unnecessary amount of computers and desktop, all of which I did not need. The volume of equipment I needed did not make sense to the amount of business I was doing. So I learned to sell them off. There's no harm in selling things which you don't need, getting rid of it, and that generates again another source of income. And the funny thing is when you learn to flip things, let's say you have an old equipment which you don't need it anymore, or an old phone. A lot of us have old phones sitting in the drawers which we don't even use. There's just dead capital sitting there which is depreciating and losing value day by day. Sell it off. You don't need 2 phones, 3 phones sitting in the drawer. The one phone which you have is more than enough. Same thing is true with cameras. Same thing is true with lots of things in your house which is lying around, which you don't use. If you're not using it, get rid of it. And the curious thing is when you learn to flip things like this, meaning sell it off, that itself becomes another opportunity. Maybe your friend has a car he needs to get rid of. Help him sell it. Something which people like Kesav and Karthik can definitely think of. He might know someone who needs a bike. He knows a friend who wants to get rid of a bike. Do the transaction and he might get another 5,000, 6,000 in the middle. Help you close another credit card loan. Or a car. Someone has a car they need to get rid of. Your friend needs a car. Be the intermediary, flip the car, can make some money on it. The thing is to have that mindset, to see opportunities where you can make money, is a mindset which you have to learn. The next important thing I would say is to become skilled. All of us go through education in college and we think that's it. We're finished. From here on, we just go sit in a job, in a desk, and we continue doing whatever we have learned, and that's our future and that's what we're going to be doing. That's a wrong mindset to have. A mindset of being skilled means constantly upskilling yourself, constantly learning, constantly exploring. One of the first things that happened when this AI thing broke out was Kesav came running to me and said, "Sir, AI has come. We're all going to lose jobs." I told him, "Rubbish." I said, just because calculators came, no one stopped doing maths. Just because computers came, no one stopped doing all kinds of word processing or design or anything else. AI is another tool in our arsenal. I truly believe if we learned how to use AI and we learn the power of AI, it will only help us. And there's a whole generation of people in my generation who are even older than me, who are not computer savvy, who do not know how to use AI, who don't even know how to use Microsoft Office. Your generation, like Kesav's and Karthik generation, can become empowerers. You can learn AI and you can become the teachers of my generation. You can be something as simple as easy as conducting courses, online courses on how to use ChatGPT. Many people, believe it or not, even though ChatGPT is very simple to use, find it very hard to use ChatGPT. You can become a skilled person in that, another source of income. So these are the ways you have to look at it. So get rid of your debt, starting with the ones with the highest interest. Cut down your costs, right? Stop spending money unnecessarily. 3, think of ways and means of generating extra income. Like I told you, to get rid of things you don't need in your house. Learn to, be an intermediary in deals where you can help things get done and you can make a few bucks on the side. Upskill yourself all the time and take all this extra income that comes and start investing. And these investing have to be small, like Anand always says, his tea, coffee money. Everybody keeps saying it's very funny that he keeps saying tea, coffee. But that's how you have to build your wealth. Wealth has to be built very slowly over a long period of time. That is the only way to sustain that kind of wealth. There's always very famously said, Kesav will come and ask me, "Sir, this guy won a lottery. Then 6 months later, he's poor again. What happened?" I said, that's what happens. All guys who get these quick rich schemes, they do not know how to hold on to that wealth. Only wealth which is built over a long period of time, where you grow with the wealth. As a person, you have to individually grow with the wealth. Then you get that mindset of holding on to wealth. A sudden giving someone 100 crores is not going to make them wealthy. If anything, you're only going to curse them. And that happened in Chennai actually around 15, 20 years ago when the first boom happened, IT boom came. There was a lot of property down OMR Road. A lot of poor farmers who had land over there. And all these big builders came inside, offered these farmers, "Here, take 5 crores, take 1 crore," and grabbed all this land, acres and acres of land, to build IT parks. But nobody went and investigated what happened to all these guys who got sudden influx of cash. What happened? 6 months, 1 year, they enjoyed the money, buying all kinds of cars, all kinds of houses and everything. And that money rapidly evaporated. A lot of them were back into doldrums. And what has happened? They sold off the land they were living off also. They didn't have the land they had anymore to live off, nor did they have the money which they had got because they spent it off on things they did not need, nor did they invest. This is a classic mistake that keeps happening. That's why it's important to grow your wealth slowly. So you learn to appreciate how money works, how money is earned, how money is saved and conserved, and how it grows. I know in your generation, you guys feel like, I hope the money comes fast, hope the money comes fast. But trust me, it's always better for the money to come slow. That's the best way to appreciate the money which you do get. Anyway, I hope this video was interesting for you guys. It was something which has been on my mind for some time, which I wanted to share with you, which is how to get out of the debt cycle which you're in and how to get into a position where you start making money and growing wealth. This transition, trust me, is not a long transition. It doesn't need 10 years, 15 years like what it took me. This whole process can be done within 5 years. You can get rid of all your credit card, personal loan, and all those debts which you have and become cash positive with money surplusing within a matter of 5 years. I know 5 years doesn't look like a long period of time when you're young. So I would strongly encourage all of you to change your mindset and change your attitude towards debt and money and become debt free. Because when you're debt free, your anxiety levels come lower and you become a happier person. Most of anxiety people suffer from is debt and money problems. So if you remove money problems from most people are quite happy to live very happily with the money which they do have. So I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching the video today. Do subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification icon, and hope to see you soon on the next video.
I am in Tokyo on work on the 5th of August 2023. I have a lot of following in Japan, Tokyo. Those who want to meet me in Tokyo on 5th August, kindly drop me an email on the address given below or contact us on WhatsApp there. My team would get in touch with you and facilitate the meeting. Once again, I thank you for your support for Be Rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.